Have you ever felt like you had something important to say, something meaningful, something true, but when the moment came, the words just wouldn't come out right? Now imagine that feeling not once, not occasionally, but every single day. That was the reality for a young boy growing up in New York City, a city that moves 1,000,000 miles a minute, a city that never sleeps, a city that doesn't always have patience for someone who can't keep up. This is his story, a story about the quiet struggle of stuttering, and the incredible strength found in the spaces between words. Growing up, every conversation felt like walking through a minefield. He never knew when a word would get stuck, when his voice would hesitate, or when time itself would seem to stop in the middle of a sentence. School was the hardest place of all. Something as simple as answering a question in class, reading a paragraph out loud, or even joking with friends at lunch felt like climbing a mountain without a rope. There were the snickers, the eye rolls, the impatient sighs from classmates who didn't understand. Each one felt small on its own, but together they added up, like tiny paper cuts that slowly turned into deep scars. So he started to shrink. He made himself smaller, quieter, less visible. He believed that if people didn't see him, they wouldn't hear him struggle. Silence became his shield. Behind that silence, though, lived vibrant thoughts. Big ideas. Questions, jokes, dreams, all trapped behind a wall of hesitant sounds. And New York City didn't slow down for anyone. The city was a constant symphony of noise, sirens echoing down streets, subways rumbling underground, voices overlapping, rushing, colliding. In that nonstop rhythm, patience felt like a rare currency. He felt the pressure everywhere, from the fast-talking cashier at the corner store to the hurried strangers brushing past him on the sidewalk. It felt like the entire world was telling him one thing: hurry up. But the more he tried to force the words out, the more they resisted. They tightened. They tangled. They stopped. He felt broken, like something was deeply wrong with him. Why was something so natural for everyone else so painfully difficult for him? And then, something began to change. Not suddenly, not magically, quietly, slowly. He started to observe the city differently, not just for its speed, but for its rhythm. He noticed a fisherman sitting patiently by the East River, waiting for hours without complaint. He watched an artist in Central Park spend an entire day on a single painting, adding detail by detail, stroke by stroke. He noticed a small plant on his windowsill, growing slowly, steadily, without rushing, yet always moving forward. And that's when it clicked. Not everything in life needed to be fast. In fact, the most meaningful things often took time. So he tried something new. Instead of fighting his stutter, he began working with it. Instead of fearing the pauses, he learned to accept them. He realized they weren't failures, they were moments to breathe, to gather his thoughts, to stay present. He joined a support group, and for the first time, he was surrounded by people who truly understood. They didn't finish his sentences. They didn't look away. They didn't rush him. They waited. They listened. And in their patience, he discovered his own. He began to understand something powerful. His voice, with all its unique rhythms and cadences, was valid. Just as it was, he started small, ordering his own coffee, asking for directions. Then one day, raising his hand in class. Each time his heart pounded. Each time, fear showed up. But now, fear wasn't alone. It was joined by persistence. He learned that his worth wasn't measured by how smoothly he spoke, but by the courage it took to speak at all. His stutter was part of his story, but it wasn't the whole story. It had shaped him. It gave him empathy, resilience, a deep appreciation for the power of listening. This journey is a reminder that our struggles don't have to define our limits. Sometimes they become the very source of our strength. That boy grew into a young man who found his voice, not by erasing his stutter, but by accepting it. And through it all, he learned something that applies to all of us. Persistence isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again, especially when it's hard. And patience from others and from ourselves can unlock the voice we thought we had lost forever. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more inspiring stories. Until next time, be patient with yourself and be patient with others.